everyone. Thank you for being here today and for listening to us. Well, more Haden in a moment. I do want to let you know, if you want to explore the gardens, do not go that way. There is construction and you will be stuck. If you go back up the path, it'll say closed. You just want to keep going past that sign until you hit the gates. I'll be on your right for the restroom. Go through those gates, then you'll be behind admissions and in the garden still. If you have any confusion or anything, just let me know. Happy to show you the way. So, for those of you who don't know me or CAZCA, just a little bit of background on that. It is a collaborative conservation project with over 90 partner organizations within it, and it's been operating since 2012. We're led or guided by the Regional Open Space Strategy, which has gives us 4 main goal areas, and under those we have several working groups. One of these working groups is the Urban Desertscape Enhancement Working Group, which was put together as an effort to increase native habitat in urban areas, help preserve migration corridors across those urban areas, and also to reduce water use. So the landscaping guide is a project that came out of this working group, and we have funding from the Stanley Smith Horticultural Trust, which, hold on, just realized. Buttons? I don't know how to operate things. It's the problem here. Yes. No.
Oh, there it goes.
Yes. Okay. Sorry. All right. So, as I said, we got funding from the Stanley Smith Horticultural Trust, which is hard to say fast, to put together this landscaping guide where we want to outline native plants and ornamental horticulture, but also help the sustainability of the Central Arizona region generally. And with that, I'm going to let Haden take over and talk about the guide itself and the various components and also the goals for why we put this project together. Yeah. It works now. There you go.
Hello, everyone. Like Challie said, my name is Haden, and I'll start walking us through what we've been working on for this past year. I'm very excited to show it off to everybody. Oh, sorry. So first up, we're going to talk about the goals we have sort of guiding our journey through making this project. First up, our guide seeks to support local biodiversity and native habitats. This guide will help create new habitat in urban areas, supporting local pollinator populations, as well as creating resiliency to extreme weather events. We also think that incorporating native vegetation and plants can also help build a regional identity around the Sonoran Desert ecosystem. Our next goal is to infiltrate water locally and reduce pollution runoff. Through this, we hope to restore our aquifers, infiltrate that water locally, and prevent downstream water flooding and pollution. Finally, we hope that by planting native and low water use plants and removing grass, we can utilize rainwater for irrigation, thus reducing water bills and helping mitigate our drought here in Arizona. So through our guide, we have 5 main chapters or sections. Our first is our plant list. Our next, we talk about invasive plants and how to identify them. Third, we walk readers through tree care and how to incorporate trees into their landscapes. Fourth up, we have a discussion about rainwater capture, as well as gray water diversion. And then finally, we have a section about turf removal. So our first chapter is the plant chapter. This chapter provides a wealth of information about native plants that can be used in ornamental horticulture. It also includes information about low water use plants that are good options for landscaping. And finally, it discusses pollinator-friendly plants and what pollinators visit them. On the next slide, I'll give you guys an overview of one of our plant list entries. Here is our entry for the ocotillo. As you can see, the slide gives a brief overview about the care of the plant, as well as the general description, helping those plan potential integration into their own landscapes. It also gives quick facts that can help readers identify what plants they want to use, as well as see if a plant is right for their own landscape. Next up, we have our tree care section. Trees play an important role in our landscape and provide a multitude of benefits for humans, wildlife, and the environment. They provide shade, habitat, oxygen, food, and can help us conserve energy and water if properly selected and cared for. The tree care chapter guides readers through planning, planting, and aftercare of tree planting. It also includes instructions on regular maintenance, such as pruning and watering. This excerpt from the tree care chapter walks the readers through the planning phase of the tree planting process. We encourage readers to consider planning for space, soil, sun, and moisture exposure, as well as tree shape and opportunities for water conservation and efficiency. Extra care and thought in the planning process can ensure that readers plant trees that work for them and add to their landscape. Our next section covers invasive plants. This section functions as an identification guide for invasive plants in central Arizona. It provides detailed description of invasive plants commonly found in yards, why they're problematic, and resources for removal or management. This excerpt educates residents about one of the very problematic invasive species in Arizona last year, referred to as stinknet. Using the description, readers will be able to identify invasives like stinknet around central Arizona. The information on why these plants are a threat, shown here, can help residents know why these are bad to have in their environments and embolden them to take action and remove them. In addition to a description and characteristics, we will include instructions on how to safely remove these invasives from yards, making sure that people can take action safely and remove these when they see them. Next chapter we have is rainwater capture. Through this chapter, we hope to guide readers on how to install and use rainwater harvesting features, as well as including an introduction into graywater diversion systems. This chapter is broken into three main sections. One is earthworks, which are rainwater harvesting features in the ground that can be created simply with a shovel and some hard work. Second, we describe the fundamentals of rainwater capturing cistern systems, primarily focusing on gravity-fed systems that can be done mostly DIY without extensive additional help or resources. And then lastly, we give a brief introduction to graywater diversion systems and guide them into future resources and experts to help them if that's what they want to incorporate into their environment. This excerpt is one of our earthworks featured in the chapter. Pictured here is an infiltration basin, which is a depression into the ground, which can help hold that rainwater and infiltrate it into the ground, helping irrigate the surrounding plants. So as you can see, it'll include basic instructions and descriptions to inform readers on how they might be able to incorporate these in their own landscapes. Lastly, we have our lawn removal section. This chapter walks readers through multiple lawn removal methods. In this chapter, we emphasize physical lawn removal methods that can be done without the use of chemicals. This section also highlights opportunities for composting the removed grass and creating healthy soil. This excerpt is one of our suggested lawn removals, solarization. Solarization is the process of covering your lawn in tarp, effectively cooking the grass and hopefully preventing that lawn from reemerging. Each lawn removal method has a description and a how-to guide, instructing readers on how to utilize each lawn removal method. In the descriptions, we include pros and cons of each to help readers make an educated decision on which methods might be right for them. So that is our guide. Thank you all for listening.